All right, on your papers, what you should have looked at. When you're looking at the first problem, this is what we did in day one. We have x plus y equals 10. Sorry, let me see what the other one was. X minus y equals 6. First thing you should do is look at this problem and think, is there a letter where they're the same that if I put them together, that one of the letters is going to cancel out? The y's do. You have a y minus y, so those cancel out. So I have x and x, which is 2x. 10 plus 6 is 16. So now you divide by 2. X equals 8. Now we need to go through and pick one of the two equations, one of the originals, and I'm going to have x plus y equals 10. I know that x is 8, so you're going to substitute. That means put that in here for x. So I have 8 plus y equals 10. Subtract 8 from each side. Y equals 2 is what your answer should have been. Is 8 2? Please make sure you have all these written down, as you're going to have to turn in this assignment. On the next one, let's see, it said 2x plus 2y equals 10. And x plus 2y equals 12. Well, if we go with the same philosophy, the first thing I asked you to do is try and add these together and see if anything cancels out. 2x and 1x is 3x plus 4y equals 22. No, nothing goes away if you just put them together, so I can't do that. So now I need to look and see, is there a letter where they look the same? There is. These y's look exactly the same, but they're both positive. I need one of them to be negative. So I can multiply one of my equations. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. One of my equations by -1. So let's see, I've got 10 and that was a 12. Sorry, I kind of erased it. Doesn't matter which equation you do it by. I'm going to do it by the bottom and multiply it by -1. Now, I normally draw my arrows out here to the side, and I'll rewrite my equation trying to keep everything together so I know what I'm doing. Then here, -1 times x, negative x. -1 times 2y, negative 2y. -1 times 12, negative 12. All right, now as I put these together, 2x minus 1x, 1x, my y's cancel, and that equals 10 minus 12, which is -2. So I have x to be -2, and now I need to find y. Doesn't matter which equation, I will choose this one here. X plus 2y equals 12. I know that x is -2, so I'm going to put -2 in here for x. X is coming out, and I'm putting -2 in, plus 2y equals 12. Add 2 to each side. 2y equals 14. Divide by 2. Y equals 7. So my solution where the two lines intersect is -2, 7. Let's see here. Oh, let's go backwards. There we go. All right, let's write this one down. Here we go. We're going to start on this. There'll be 13 problems on this assignment. Here is the first one. Now, what we're going to look at first is this. When we look at our x's, does anything cancel out? No. What about the y's? Do the y's cancel out? This is a -1 plus 2. They cannot cancel out because you have to have the same number. Now we have a 2y and a -y. What number needs to be up here with the negative? A 2. So we need to multiply the top equation by 2. So I'm going to write that out here to the side. 2 times 4 is 8x. 2 times negative y, negative 2y. 2 times 6 equals 12. Now the bottom one right here, I'll rewrite it, and I have 3x plus 2y equals 21. Now, I had to go through and multiply by 2 so that now my y's cancel out. See, because now I have negative 2y and positive 2y, so those go away. And now I have 8 plus 3 is 11x equals 33. Just like on the other ones, on the first set that we practiced on, you only multiplied by a negative, trying to make them one positive, one negative. Now, sometimes when they are positive, negative, you have to multiply by the number so that you can make 0. As long as you multiply by a number by everything in the equation, you've not changed the value and you're okay. So from here, I divide by 11, x equals 3. Now, same thing we've been doing in our unit. Take one of the two equations. Oh, I'll just take the bottom one. I have 3x plus 2y equals 21. X equals 3. I'm going to take what x equals, and I'm going to substitute it in here for x. So I have 3 times 3 plus 2y equals 21. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 2y is 21. This is regular solving. And I come up with y being 6. That's my solution to this one. After you figure out what to multiply by, then from there, the other steps are all the same. So let's look at number 2. Oh, there we go. Number 2. As you write this one down, I want you to think, is there a letter where if you draw a line right the way it is, and you put them together, that makes one of the letters disappear, that makes 0? There's not one, because this right here, negative 2 plus 1 gives me negative 1x. 3 and 3 gives me 6y. And then add those together gives me negative 6. So I am going to have to multiply by something. Now, there's 2 different ways you can do this. The easiest way that I look at, first thing I try and do is I see that these are the exact same numbers, right? But they're both positive. One of them needs to be negative. So I will take the top equation and I'll multiply it by negative 1. Did it have to be the top? No, it did not. I'm just changing these other ones to positive. So now out to the side, we're going to take negative 1 times negative 2x and get positive 2x. Negative 1 times 3, negative 3y. Negative 1 times 9 is positive 9. My bottom one, x plus 3y equals 3. Now when you put it together, you should be able to solve it. 2x and 1x gives me 3x. Negative 3 plus 3y, that makes 0. That's why we did that. Now we have 9 plus 3, which is 12. I'm going to divide by 3. X equals 4. Now, take one of your equations. I'll take the bottom one right here. X plus 3y equals 3. X equals 4. I'm going to put 4 in here for x. 4 plus 3y equals 3. I'm going to subtract 4 from each side. 3y equals negative 1. Divide by 3. Y equals, the biggest mistake is people tell me that this is negative 3. That is not. Negative 1 divided by 3 is negative 1/3. Now, from here on out, what we're going to do is you're going to need to make yourself room so that you can solve the problems. But we are going to go through figuring out what we need to multiply by. That's what we're going to do first, and then you guys will have time to solve them. All right, so let's look at number 3. What you want to do is write it down. First thing we want to do is figure out what do we need to multiply by if we do it all. So as I write this down and I look at it, I go, if I draw a line like this right now, does any letter make 0 and go away? Nope. Does 6, is there anything you can multiply by 6, any whole number that gives you 8? Nope. The y's are the same though, right? But the problem is what? They're both negative. One of them needs to be a positive, so it doesn't matter which one. I'm going to take the bottom one, and I'm going to multiply it by negative 1. So I'm going to come out here, and I'm going to rewrite out to the side. 8x minus 2y equals 58. And then I'm going to write here negative 1 times 6x, negative 6x. Negative 1 times negative 2y, so positive 2y equals negative 1 times 40. Don't forget that. That's the one you're going to forget to multiply by. All right, so like I said, from here, you're going to be able to do the rest of the problems, but do not go on or you will get lost in the next part we're doing. Now we're going to make room. We'll write it down so you can come back, but we're going to do number 4 now. Here's number 4. Write this down. And we need to think and figure out, can we just do the problem the way it is, or do I need to multiply by something? So as I look at this, I always look, I'll start right here with my x's. Well, it's awesome if they're the same, but the problem is that one of them needs to be what? Negative. So that's the easy way to take care of situations. I'll go ahead and multiply the top equation by negative 1. Again, it doesn't matter which one you choose to do that with. Negative 1 times 2, negative 2x, negative 1 times 7y, negative 7y, negative 1 times 5, negative 5. Did I do anything to the bottom equation? Nope, just write it the same. If you'll write it out to the side like this, it'll make it a lot easier so you don't get confused. Again, you will finish this, but we need to write down number 5 now. Let's go to number 5. The goal for today is to figure out what we need to multiply an equation by to make the one of the letters disappear. So as we look at number 5, I'm going to look through there and see, okay, is there a letter that when I draw a line right here, does it just make it go away? Does it just disappear on its own? It does not. There's not even anything with the same number. So now I need to look and see. I'll give you an example. If I looked at the y's, is there any whole number that I can take times 3 to get 7? 3 doesn't go into 7. But in the x's, what number needs to be right here to make the x's go away? It needs to be a negative 2, right? Because both of them are positive. So I'm going to multiply the top equation by negative 2. You're trying to multiply by a number to make one of the letters make 0. So as I go to rewrite it, negative 2 times x, negative 2x. Negative 2 times 7y, negative 14y. Negative 2 times 5 equals negative 10. Rewrite the bottom one. Now when you put them together, does one of the letters disappear? Yes, it does. So you'll be able to solve it from there. Let's go to number 6. Here's number 6. as you're looking at it and writing it down, you say to yourself, is there a letter that automatically disappears right now, that goes away? And there's not. So as I look at this, now don't write this, just be patient for a second. On my x's, this right here would need to be what to make 0? It needs to be a -8. What would I need to multiply it by to make it -8? -2, not -4, because 4 times 4 is 16. You could do it this way, and then it would give you a -8, and it would make your 8's cancel out. Or, what if I wanted to get rid of my y's? One's negative, one's positive. What number needs to be here, though? A 9. You can also multiply that bottom equation by 9. Just because it's the last thing I wrote, I'll do that. So I'll write 8x minus 9y equals 19. 9 times 4 is 36x. 9 times y, positive 9y. 9 times -7 equals -63. Other one might have been a better idea. You're right. All right, let's go to number 7. Here is number 7. I want you to write it down and figure out, okay, what would be the letter that cancels out? Is there one that goes away right away? There's not one that goes away right away. We have to do something to it. Does 2 go into 5 evenly? No. These are the same, so yeah, we need to multiply one of the equations by -1. I'll go up here and multiply the top one. Again, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm not going to rewrite it. You guys are going to have to write it out. Let's look at number 8. Okay, let's look at number 8. I want you to write it down. I want you to figure out what you would have to multiply by. You have to multiply because when you put them together, nothing cancels out. But does 2 evenly go into 7? No. My 3's, the cool thing about the y's, is that I've got one positive, one negative, but I have a 3, and down here I need a 3. Because this is 3y, that's a positive 3y, I need a negative 3y to make 0. So I'm going to multiply the bottom by 3. I don't have to do a negative because if you did a negative, that would change that to positive. So be careful with your signs. Let's look at number 9. Here's number 9. Now, what did I tell you your first question was you should ask yourself? Do I need to multiply? Does one of the letters go away right away? Yes, it does. What is it? The y's go away. How many x's do I have? I have -1 and -1. I have -2x. The y's go away, and 5 and 1 is 6. You can go ahead and divide by -2, and you're already halfway done. But remember, we're trying to go through and get the first ones. X is going to equal -3. You're right. Okay, so now let's go. I'm going to go to number 10 now. Here's number 10. Write this down. And I want you to think, what do you need to multiply by something? And if you do, what number it is. Now, again, if you write this down and you understand at the moment, you can go back and work on those problems. You'll do that in just a minute. But right now, I'm just trying to give some people some time to write this down so that we make sure we know what to multiply by. Okay. Now, does there a letter that goes away that cancels out right away? No. Is there a letter that they look the same? Yes, the x's. But one of them needs to be negative. I'm going to multiply the bottom equation by -1. Does it have to be that way? No, you could have done the top. I've got 5x plus 7y, and that's 77. Negative 5x, negative 3y equals negative 53. And then you'll be able to solve. Number 11. What I tell you the first thought process is? Yes, sir. On number 11, first thing, is there a letter that is automatically going to go away? The y's will. Oops, I wrote random things. All right. So the y's do. So I don't have to multiply by anything. I get 4x equals 10 minus 10, 0. Divide by 4, x equals 0. So I already know half of it right there. There's part of your problem. You'll be all right. Number 12. Write down this problem. Think through what I said. Is there a letter that automatically goes away? The x's do, yes. So do I need to multiply by anything? I sure don't. So you'll be able to draw your line and just go from there and solve it. So right now you're just supposed to be writing down the problem. The last one we will go through together on number 13. All right, number 13. Now, number 13, if I go through and just try and eliminate the way it is right now, does it all go away? Or does anything go away? Nothing does. All right, well, darn. Let's see. I could look at this a couple different ways. What if I wanted to get the y's to go away? What number needs to be up here? A negative or a positive 2? Positive 2, because this one's down here is already negative. So let's multiply the top equation by 2. Now, by doing this, I get 2 times negative 4x. I get negative 8x. 2 times y, 2y. 2 times negative 6, negative 12. Let me rewrite the bottom one. Some of you might already see the issue. What happened to the x's? They made 0. Y's cancel out and made 0. So on the left-hand side, there's 0. What happened on the right? Negative 12 plus 12 is 0. When this happens, when 0 equals 0, everything cancels out. This is infinitely many solutions. It means that they are the same line. That's what that means. All right, so that means that everything is the same. That's why it canceled out. Now, if you wrote down all the problems like you were supposed to and did the work on so far, then this won't be as bad. This won't be that bad. These are your answer choices that are here. You will use all of these answer choices here. I think all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Nope, there's one extra. Just because. There's one extra. So, anyway, so these are your answer choices. So now you're going to go back through. You're going to finish the 13 problems. If you get stuck, then you need to ask your neighbor or ask me, phone a friend, whatever. Okay? And then you need, this is going to be due no later than tomorrow. Actually, you guys should have enough time to get it done today.